Hello there, I'm Daniel. And today, we talking about your dreams and goals. I was sitting here thinking about something we all do, but maybe don't talk about enough. I was thinking about that quiet moment just before you fall asleep, or maybe when you're staring out the window on a long drive. That moment when you let yourself dream. Not the sleeping kind, though those can be weird. I mean the daydreaming kind. The what if kind. That little whisper in your head that says, wouldn't it be amazing if? Maybe it's about a job you'd love, a place you'd travel to, a skill you'd learn, like playing guitar or speaking a new language. Or maybe it's something quieter, simpler, like having a garden, or feeling truly confident, or creating a home that feels like peace. We all have these dreams, these goals, big, small, shiny or secret, but then we often stop there. We keep them in that quiet moment. We don't bring them out into the light. We don't talk about them. And I think that's a real shame, because talking about your dreams is like watering a plant. That quiet idea inside you, it needs air. It needs light. It needs a voice. So that's what I want to talk about with you today. Just you and me. Let's have a real conversation about why sharing our dreams and goals is so powerful, and maybe why it can also feel so scary. And we'll do it in simple, everyday English. No complex words, just real talk. Because this isn't about giving a fancy presentation. It's about the chat with a friend over coffee, the conversation with a family member, even the talk you have with yourself in the mirror. It's practice for life. First, let's talk about that fear. Why do we hide our dreams? Imagine you have a tiny, beautiful seed in your hand. It's a seed for a kind of flower you've never seen before. You really want to plant it. But what if you tell someone? What if you say, I'm going to grow this amazing flower? Well, they might say, that's wonderful. I can't wait to see it. That feels good, right? But in our heads, we often imagine the other possibility. What if they say, oh, that kind of seed, I heard those are really hard to grow. Or, are you sure you know how to do that? Or worse, they just give you a look, a doubtful look. Suddenly, that delicate little seed in your hand feels heavy. It feels risky. It's safer to just put it in your pocket, to keep it secret, to protect it. That's the psychology of it. We are wired to protect ourselves. Sharing a dream makes you vulnerable. It opens you up to judgment, to doubt, and to the possibility of failure. If you keep it quiet and it doesn't happen, no one knows. No one is disappointed. You feel safer. But here's the problem. That seed in your pocket, it will never, ever grow there. It needs to be planted. It needs soil and water. And yes, it needs to face the weather. The sun, but also the rain. The possibility of storms. Keeping a dream completely to yourself is like keeping that seed in your pocket. You're protecting it from failure, but you're also guaranteeing it will never become real. You're choosing a small, safe certainty over a beautiful, risky possibility. Now, I'm not saying you should shout your deepest dream to everyone you meet on the street. That's not wise either. You have to choose your people. Think of it like finding the right garden plot. You're looking for fertile soil, someone who is supportive, someone who asks good questions, someone who might even want to help you water it sometimes. That could be a close friend, a mentor, a family member who believes in you. Start small. Start with one person you trust. Let's practice what that might sound like. A real, simple conversation. Imagine your dream is to bake really good bread. Homemade, beautiful, crusty bread. Right now, it's just a thought, a maybe someday thought. How do you bring it into a conversation? You don't have to make a big announcement. You can just weave it in naturally. Maybe you're having tea with a friend. You could say, I've been watching these videos about baking bread lately. It looks so satisfying. There's something about making something with your hands like that. See, that's not scary. It's just sharing a curiosity. You're testing the soil. Your friend might say, oh yeah? I've always thought that looked so complicated. And you could say, it does seem a bit complicated, but I think I'd like to try it someday. Maybe just start with a simple recipe. Now you've said it. I'd like to try it. You've moved from "it looks interesting" to "I want to do this." That's a tiny, brave step. And your friend's reaction gives you information. Maybe they'll share your curiosity. Maybe they'll know someone who bakes. Maybe they'll just say, "Cool." That's it. The seed is out of your pocket. It's in the open. Feel the emotion in that moment. It's a mix of nervousness and excitement. Your heart might beat a little faster. That's normal. That's the feeling of being alive, of growing. It's not a bad feeling. It's a signal that this matters to you. Now, let's talk about a bigger dream. Something like, "I want to change careers." This feels huge. Heavy. This isn't just a loaf of bread. This is like wanting to build a whole new house. The fear is bigger. The vulnerability is bigger. So, you have to be even more thoughtful about the conversation. But you still need to have it. Maybe you start by talking to yourself first. Literally. Talk to yourself in the mirror or write it down in a journal. Say the words out loud. "I am unhappy in my current job. I think I would be happier doing something more creative." Just hearing yourself say it makes it more real. It moves it from a foggy feeling in your stomach to clear words. Then, find that one trusted person. Set the stage. Maybe you say, "Can I talk to you about something I've been thinking about? I'd really value your opinion." This tells them it's important. It invites them to listen. Then, use simple, clear language about your feelings. Not just the goal, but the why behind it. This is where psychology meets conversation. People connect with feelings, not just plans. You could say, "I've been feeling a bit stuck lately at work. It pays the bills, but it doesn't feel like me anymore. I've always been drawn to design, to making things look beautiful. I find myself spending hours online just looking at art and design websites. It makes me feel energized. So, I'm starting to dream about maybe someday finding a way to do that as a job. It's just a dream right now, but saying it out loud helps." Look at the emotions described there. Feeling stuck. Doesn't feel like me. Makes me feel energized. These are simple, powerful words anyone can understand. You're not just stating a fact. You're sharing your inner world. You're making them understand why this dream exists. Their reaction might be surprise. It might be concern. But your job is so stable. That's a normal reaction. They might be worried for you. Don't hear that as an attack. Hear it as care. You can respond with that understanding. "I know. That's what worries me too. The stability is really good. I'm not planning to quit tomorrow. This is just the beginning of a thought. Maybe I could learn some skills in the evenings first. Explore it slowly." Do you see what you've done? You've taken a huge, scary dream and turned it into a manageable conversation. You've acknowledged the fear, yours and theirs. You haven't built the whole house. You've just said, "I'm thinking about looking at some house plans." That's a huge difference. Every big journey starts with a sentence. I think I like to go that way. And here's the magical thing that happens when you start talking. The dream starts to change shape. It becomes more detailed, more real. In your head, the dream of being a designer might be a vague, perfect movie. But when you talk about it, questions come up. Your friend might ask, "What kind of design?" Like websites or posters or something else. And you have to think, "Oh, I guess I really like book cover design." Suddenly, your dream has a new, sharper focus. It's no longer design. It's book cover design. Talking shapes the dream. It's like a sculptor starting with a block of stone. Every conversation chips away a little bit, revealing the shape that was hidden inside. You might discover parts of the dream you didn't even know were there. Or you might discover that what you really want is something slightly different. This process is incredibly valuable. It saves you time. It saves you from chasing a fuzzy idea that isn't quite right. By talking, you let the dream be refined. You let it become stronger, more resilient, more yours. And sometimes, talking connects you to help. Your friend might say, "Oh, My cousin does something like that. I could introduce you. Or, I saw a great online course for that. The universe, through other people, starts to respond to your stated intention. Doors you didn't see begin to open just because you said the words out loud. But let's be honest, not every conversation will be supportive. You might share your dream with someone, and they might pour cold water on it. They might list all the reasons it won't work. That hurts. It feels like a rejection of a very tender part of you. So what do you do then? First, feel the emotion. It's okay to feel hurt, disappointed, or even angry. Your feelings are valid. That dream is precious to you. Talking about your dreams is also a promise to yourself. It builds accountability. When you say, I'm going to run a 5K race, to someone you respect, you don't want to go back to them and say, oh, I never started. That small social pressure can be the gentle push you need on the days you don't feel motivated. It's not about fear of letting them down. It's about the joy of updating them on your progress. I signed up for the race. I ran 2 kilometers today. Sharing the little victories makes the journey shared and more joyful. Let's bring this all together with a flowing thought. Your dreams are the truest, most alive parts of you. They're not silly. They are not unrealistic until you decide they are. They're the blueprint of a life that is fully yours. But a blueprint locked in a drawer builds nothing. Speaking pulls the blueprint out. It lays it on the table. Your own voice is the first tool. The listening ear of a friend is the second. Every conversation is like adding a detail, taking a measurement, gathering a material. Start small. Today, find one tiny piece of a dream. It could be as simple as, I want to learn to make the perfect cup of coffee. Say it to yourself. Then, maybe tell one person, I found this new way to brew coffee, and I'm going to try it this weekend. Feel the energy of that statement. It's a declaration of a small, beautiful intention. Practice the language of dreams. Use I feel, and I wonder if, and I'd love to try. These are open, inviting phrases. They are conversation starters, not declarations of war. And remember, your dreams will evolve. The goal you talk about today might change in a year. That's not failure. That's growth. That's you listening to yourself and adjusting the path. The courage to talk about it is the same courage that allows it to change. So, don't let those quiet moments be the only place your dreams live. Give them a voice. Water them with words. Share them with the sun of a trusted friend's smile. Watch what happens. The seed might just break through the soil. And one day, you'll be standing in the shade of a tree you once only held in your hand as a tiny, secret idea. And you'll realize the most amazing part wasn't just the tree itself, but all the conversations that helped it grow. It all begins with a sentence. It all begins with you saying it out loud. Okay, bye. See you next video.